So, first of all, after 2 weeks it finally stopped raining. What has been up with the weather these past few years? Seriously, we've had so many heat waves over so many summers that I've literally lost count. I am so glad that my family didn't go to Vegas. We canceled last minute, and it turns out it's 105 degrees there. Not even a desert dry heat would make it bearable. You expect any of us to go walking around in that kind of weather and that kind of heat? It's, uh, it's a good thing we didn't go there. But yeah, the weather's been really crazy. Hopefully the rain will finally stop and we'll get plenty of sunny days around here. I think this October is going to be great. I'm going to focus solely on stuff from my website, like character bios and stories. I am determined to upload my 4th book on there, The Drift story, the first book of my anthropomorphic animal characters known as hybrids. Yeah, you know all about Zootopia. How the predators and prey were divided and discriminated against each other. Well, in my story Drift, it's a bit more complicated. It's a bit more humanly detailed than that. It's all based on their original species, their power, their ability to fight, how rare they are, how large they are, and their affiliation to populated environments, basically city-dwelling animals. There's a whole explanation about it on my website. The whole categories of the bigotry that they go through. The 4 main characters are the members of Drift, the anti-criminal gang that fights against the gangs and the racist hate group. Well, actually, bigoted hate group, because technically it's not racist because it's not races, it's species. Yeah, the bigoted hate group. They all fight against it because in their county of Lotta Burma, law enforcement is basically non-existent. Their only hope is to bring it back one day with a little help from a multi-billionaire named Calvin Cobra O'Donnell, also known as Cobra. Steal money from the forces of evil to use for the greater good. And believe me, stealing money from the bad guys that run their town, that sends a serious message to everybody. It shows them how weak hatred is, and that the forces of good can triumph even if they're outnumbered 100 to 1. Alan Raby is one of my personal favorites of basically all of my characters. What I really like about my hybrids is that they look more human than most anthropomorphic animal characters. Alan Raby is a rabbit boy who is 6.5 feet tall, 6'6". He's definitely the speed and power of his group. The rough, tough fighter that can seriously take a hit and deliver one even stronger. He was abused by his mother his entire childhood. His mother was a terrible person. His father was not. His father worked as a prosecutor, and he basically had to work most of the time to support his family. Alan's mother threatened to frame his father for all of her abuse if Alan were to tell anybody. And Alan knew that that really was a threat. Well, it's not like he could keep the secret forever. He tried to protect himself as well as his 3 younger brothers. But eventually his father found out. And what happened? His mother succeeded. She framed him for all the abuse. And in the end, Alan's father was sent to prison for crimes he did not commit. Soon Alan's mother remarried, and she basically abandoned Alan and his 3 little brothers on the streets. Alan was so angry that he tore at his own face, scarring himself. They basically did their best to survive on their own. Eventually, Alan found an orphanage run by 2 kind-hearted people, and he let his little brothers stay there to be provided for and have a healthy home. Eventually, Alan's fighting skills were discovered by some of the people who worked at Paradise Harbor. He was given a map and made a new home for himself at Paradise Harbor, where he soon became a member of Drift and joined the awesome crusade to fight against the gangs and work hard to bring back law enforcement to Burma. If you're wondering how I got the name of the town, Burma, well, if you rearrange the letters of the town, they spell out Baltimore. There is a place at Paradise Harbor called Homodon Estates that's very heavily based off of the Gaylord Hotel from National Harbor. You know, the one that's practically made of glass. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Still gotta work on that environment. But I think considering I'm still working hard to improve my 3D modeling skills, I'd say it's pretty good. What else is there to talk about? Well, I recently finished some narration audio for some scary stories that I wrote. Hopefully I'll be able to do some good video editing tomorrow. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm going to need a lot of images. I'll probably get them online or make AI images on DeviantArt. Yeah. hopefully you guys will like listening to scary stories with my voice. Yeah.